Hello, my love. Good morning to you. I hope that this finds you well. I hope that you have stretched for the day. I hope you've maybe had something to drink. I hope that you are invigorated. I hope for today that you do something that gets your blood pumping, gets you moving, makes you feel alive. I was thinking about language constructing reality and how I found that the language I used affected so greatly at times my perception of reality. The words we use, the language that we use is extremely important and it matters. There are times when it doesn't, and where words are just words, just as thoughts are no more than thoughts, they are not real. But the words we use can also at the same time affect our perception and our reality. I think of the phrase I need, and I thought about this in my life, where I would say I need this or I need that, and this idea of need. Need implies that it is imperative that you have this thing. You indeed need it. But the reality is, for so many, if not most all of those things that I felt I needed, I didn't need them at all. I wanted them. I desired them. They may have been appealing to me, but I did not really need them. They were not imperative, either to my health or my happiness or my overall well-being. But we use these words rather loosely, or at least I found in my life that I did. I would say that I need this, I need that, when actually I didn't. And that's an example of how the language we use can construct our reality and make us think we actually need something when we don't. Another example is say that it is raining out. There is precipitation. Well, you can look outside. Well, I should say, obviously, what you think about the rain will not change the fact that if you go outside, you will indeed get wet. Our thoughts and the language we use and controlling it will only go so far. But the example that I'm thinking of, it is a rainy day outside, and you could characterize it as a rainy day, which is, I would say, slightly more factual, or you could characterize it as a gloomy day. But if you characterize it as a gloomy day, that word gloom that you are using will taint your perception of that day. Now, obviously, we cannot go through our lives, and I could not go through my life, hyper aware of these things and watering down all of the words and adjectives that I use so that everything was very vanilla or purely factual. But at the same time, it is important, I think, to be aware that the words we use will taint our perception. If I do call it a gloomy day, that has put a hue on the day, that has cast it in a certain negative light, if one does not like gloom. So, food for thought, something to be aware of. The words we use matter, especially when we use them to justify actions that maybe are not quite justifiable, or to characterize an experience when we are clearly characterizing it in a way that we are bending it to our desires or our perceptions or our ingrained perceptions instead of being open to the experience. So be aware would be my advice of the words you use. To the extent you can, again, hyper-awareness is not helpful, but food for thought nonetheless, and I shall again recommend Lekeli 47 and her music, and part of why I think I enjoyed it, aside from that her lyrics were so entertaining and sharp, the beats were so sparse. I really enjoyed it. It accentuated both the lyrics and the music, because it was not overwhelming you with one or the other. I really highly recommend it. And again, I will recommend Man vs. Nature by Diane Cook, which is a thoroughly enjoyable, if not dark and at times humorous read, but extremely well crafted. I will leave it at that. I love you.